So hi, I'm Ryan from Reading With My Eyes. I'm going to do Yes, No, Maybe for the 10 books that I read in March. So the first book is going to be Shy Girl. That's going to be a no. They used AI. It's never coming out. It's supposedly said they used 78% AI on re-editing this book, and so that's a definite no. The next book is Beautiful Once by Mia Dalia, or Mia Dalia. I don't know, I've heard other people say Dalia, but that is going to be a no, sadly. A horror, sci-fi about a island paradise that is way more about the society than the horror and sci-fi. So I'd say only 20% horror and sci-fi, and the other part is 80% about society. A little too much. Next book is The Collector by John Fowles. That's going to be a maybe. It was a 1960 thriller. And it was probably thrilling at the time. Now it's a bit slow. It did some interesting stuff, but yeah, it's just a maybe. Maybe if you're into kind of slow thriller. It is supposed to be the first psychological thriller ever marketed. That's kind of its claim to fame. So if you're into that, into reading that, it's okay. All right, the next book is going to be Rideshare. This is a horror collection by Timothy King and James Kaine. It's a maybe leaning to yes. They did some interesting stuff. All the stories connect in a way that was pretty cool, and at the end you kind of get to vote for it, and after 93 days you get to find out who the winner is, and so that's pretty cool. But yeah, just a maybe. The next book is going to be Bodies of Work by Clay McLeod Chapman. This book actually hasn't came out yet. It comes out on April 7th. I'd say a yes for this. Yes for me, maybe for others. It's a little out there with this premise. Basically, a janitor collects women's voices. He's a serial killer. He murders these women, and he has a little jar for their last words. So this book is all kind of about voices. He has a reason for doing it, and the reason's pretty crazy. And but it's a little bit. It comes out true. It's this really interesting book that I really hard to describe very quickly. But yes to maybe on that one. The book is going to be Gunther by James Kaine. This is a yes, man. This is a really good. A good person is a werewolf. Is turned into a werewolf, so it's kind of a Breaking Bad with a werewolf story. It's a good guy that like has these crazy urges because he got bitten by a werewolf. He doesn't know what's happening. Really good werewolf action at the end, and it's a novella. It's really short, but yeah, I say a yes for that. Their book is going to be The Sundowners Dance, and this is a yes for me. This is by Todd Keisling. Really good, solid book. A retirement community that is a cult, and it's a lot about dementia and what it does to your brain, and it can kind of compares it to worm food and brain rot, and just pretty interesting story. Platform Decay is Murderbot Book 8 by Martha Wells. And that is yes for me. It's pretty solid for a Murderbot. I kind of find it a little bit in the middle of the whole Murderbot series, but solid. And if you like Murderbot, it definitely delivers. Pet Sematary by Stephen King is a yes. Stephen King's darkest book. It's about asking that question: if you lose a pet or you lose a child, if you could bring them back, should you? And should you, or will you? That's the question. It's a pretty crazy book. Definitely one of his darkest books, but a yes for me. All right, my last book is going to be a yes. It is Lady Tremaine. I loved Lady Tremaine. It is a very solid book. It is a retelling of Cinderella from the evil stepmother's point of view. And just an amazing book, nails that point of view, really explains why this stepmother could be cruel to Cinderella. It's Ellen in the story, but just a really great book about characters and the choices they make, and motherhood and femininity, and it's just an amazing book. Thank you guys. If you guys could like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm Ryan. I love books. I love talking about books. So join me on this channel, and we can talk about books together.